Estimating a home network installation job involves several key steps. Firstly, you must assess the scope of the project. Consider the size of the home, the number of rooms and devices requiring connectivity, the location of existing and desired cable runs, and the preferred network speed and coverage requirements. Secondly, determine the material costs. This includes network cables such as Cat5e or Cat6 cable connectors and jacks, switches, a router, and access points. Also, consider other hardware like wall plates, cable clips, and patch panels. Thirdly, research labor costs. Look into local electrician or network technician rates, the number of technicians required, and the estimated time for installation. Fourthly, calculate material costs. Measure the length of cable runs and purchase the required footage. Determine the number of connectors, jacks, and other hardware needed. Obtain quotes from hardware suppliers. Fifthly, estimate labor costs. Contact electricians or network technicians for hourly rates. Estimate the number of hours required based on the scope of the project. Sixthly, factor in additional costs such as permit fees if required, inspection fees, and transportation costs. Seventhly, calculate the total cost by summing the material costs and labor costs and adding any additional costs. Eighthly, add a profit margin and overhead. Determine a reasonable profit margin and overhead percentage and multiply the total cost by this percentage. Ninthly, provide a quote to the customer. Clearly outline the scope of the project, materials used, and estimated cost. Include any terms and conditions, such as payment schedule and warranties. Define prices on data network equipment. Consider online retailers such as Amazon, Newegg, and B&H Photo Video. Also, hardware stores like Home Depot and Lowe's. Specialty network stores such as CDW, Insight, and Dell Technologies are another source. Finally, check network equipment manufacturers such as Cisco, HP, and Ubiquiti. For estimating accurately, measure cable runs carefully. Allow for potential obstacles or unforeseen circumstances. Use quality materials to ensure reliability. Hire experienced technicians to minimize installation time. Get multiple quotes before selecting a contractor. And regularly update your cost estimates to reflect market changes. Network cable comes in different categories, each offering varying levels of performance and suitability for different applications. Cat5e cable is an enhanced version of Cat5, supporting speeds up to 1 gigabit per second at 100 MHz, suitable for basic home networks. Cat6 cable supports speeds up to 10 gigabits per second at 250 MHz, providing better performance and reduced crosstalk, suitable for more demanding networks. Cat6 cable is an augmented version of Cat6, supporting speeds up to 10 gigabits per second at 500 MHz, offering even better performance and reduced crosstalk, ideal for high bandwidth applications. When selecting network cables, consider the speed requirements of your network, the distance of cable runs, and the potential for electromagnetic interference. For most home networks, Cat5e or Cat6 cables are sufficient. However, for demanding applications or longer cable runs, Cat6 cable may be a better choice. Cable connectors and jacks are essential for terminating network cables and creating connections between devices. RJ45 connectors are used to terminate Ethernet cables and plug into network ports on computers, routers, and switches. Keystone jacks are used to create wall-mounted network connections, providing a clean and organized way to connect devices to the network. When selecting cable connectors and jacks, ensure they are compatible with the type of cable you are using and that they meet the required performance standards. Use a crimping tool to properly attach the connectors to the cables, ensuring a secure and reliable connection. Network switches, routers, and access points are essential components for creating a functional home network. A network switch is used to connect multiple devices within a local network, allowing them to communicate with each other. A router connects the local network to the internet, providing internet access to all connected devices. An access point provides wireless connectivity to the network, allowing devices to connect wirelessly. When selecting these devices, consider the number of devices you need to connect, the speed of your internet connection, and the range of wireless coverage you need. Choose devices that support the latest networking standards and security protocols. Wall plates, cable clips, and patch panels are used to organize and manage network cables, creating a clean and professional-looking installation. Wall plates are used to mount keystone jacks on walls, providing a convenient way to connect devices to the network. Cable clips are used to secure network cables to walls, ceilings, or other surfaces, preventing them from becoming tangled or damaged. Patch panels are used to organize and manage network cables in a central location, making it easier to troubleshoot and maintain the network. When selecting these accessories, choose high-quality materials that are durable and easy to install. Use cable ties or Velcro straps to further organize and manage the cables. Labor costs for network installation can vary depending on the location, the complexity of the installation, and the experience of the technician. Electricians typically charge an hourly rate for their services. The rate can vary based on experience and the demand in the area. Network technicians also charge an hourly rate, but their rates may be different from electricians. The number of technicians required will depend on the size and complexity of the installation. A small home network installation may only require one technician, while a larger or more complex installation may require 2 or more technicians. The estimated time for installation will depend on the scope of the project, the complexity of the cable runs, and the experience of the technicians. Get a detailed estimate from the technician before starting the work, including the estimated number of hours required. Permit fees may be required for certain types of network installations, especially if you are running cables through walls or ceilings. Check with your local building department to determine if a permit is required. Inspection fees may also be required to ensure that the installation meets local building codes. The transportation costs can include the cost of fuel, vehicle maintenance, and travel time. If the technician has to travel a long distance to get to your home, the transportation costs may be higher. A profit margin is the percentage of the total cost that the contractor adds to cover their overhead and make a profit. A reasonable profit margin will vary depending on the industry, the location, and the size of the project. Overhead costs include the costs of running the business, such as rent, utilities, insurance, and advertising. A reasonable overhead percentage will vary depending on the industry, the location, and the size of the business. Terms and conditions should include the payment schedule, the warranty on the materials and workmanship, and the process for resolving disputes. Measure the cable runs carefully to ensure that you purchase enough cable. It is always better to have a little extra cable than to come up short. Potential obstacles can include walls, ceilings, pipes, and electrical wiring. Be prepared to work around these obstacles when running cables. Unforeseen circumstances can include unexpected delays, changes in the scope of the project, or problems with the materials. Be prepared to deal with these circumstances as they arise. Use quality materials to ensure that the network is reliable and will last for many years. Cheap materials may save you money in the short term, but they may not last as long or perform as well. Hire experienced technicians to minimize installation time and ensure that the work is done correctly. Experienced technicians will be able to work more efficiently and avoid common mistakes. Get multiple quotes before selecting a contractor to ensure that you are getting a fair price. Compare the quotes carefully and be sure to ask questions about anything that you don't understand. Regularly update your cost estimates to reflect market changes. The cost of materials and labor can fluctuate over time, so it is important to keep your estimates up to date. By following these tips, you can estimate the cost of a home network installation job accurately.